Okay, let's start with the high poly and sculpting part. Okay, and we can simply add them to new collection so we can hide them. Nice. And we select all of them. And we call it add it here. Okay, nice. Right, look more cleaner. Let's do this one. Okay, so we have our honeycomb and the leaf, which are more important for us. These ones. Okay, okay, we have all our things. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna look for leaf texture. Okay, let's search for leaves texture. Let's see if we find this type of branch will work. If you find individual leaves like this laid out properly, will be nice like this. But branch like this will also work. So this is nice. We have bunch of leaves. Basically we can map three large one here and the smaller one. So basically why I want to use it to begin sculpt based on the veins basically. Okay, so do we have to use our brain to do this? This is also nice. But it gave me something else and we had something else. Okay, maybe I'll open image a new tab. This one is nice, but I only worry about there are too many veins, which we can control apparently. But I would like to go with this one than that one. Okay, let's look at our hmm. I think it will work. This will also, but let's go with this one. Okay, I'll save this one, and then we'll start back in Blender. So what I need to do, I'll get the texture because it was, what was the resolution of this? So we'll take this resolution 89174 and we call it 89. Okay, it becomes centimeter. Okay, so we'll see if it works. Okay, so we'll assign this texture. Let's see if directly drag and drop assign it to not. It adds that, so no. So without stretching, we have our thing. Okay, we can easily we can recreate it and we can replace the mesh. So that's what I wanted to do mainly. But what we can do, we can map it on another thing also. But the other thing with this is like it should be square and this will be squishy, right? But it doesn't matter. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna select all of these, link and materials, and I come gonna turn on top, select all these leaves, unwrap and project from view. Okay. And yep, so then we can go UV editing and just replace it with the leaf we want. As we just need to see which leaves. It doesn't matter because we can sculpt and replace it, and this one also we can continue, but we have, for the smaller one we use these three, and for the larger one we can use this and this maybe. Okay. And I'll select the first one. Okay, if it's going out, don't worry, because we can simply, okay, and just to show you here, right? So you got some, did it doesn't matter here, this we can easily polish. Okay. And before that, what I would like to do, select all of them as scales 0, maybe here. So we have flat thing, and select the other one. It's good. And if we wish to make it wider, that also we can do. Okay, I'm just matching the center line and making sure it is not too much outside, but this is, look, this one good. We have a line in the center which is also good. It's good. Okay. And let's do the same with the smaller ones. And you can make this from the same leaf cutout, the plane we made. We can simply make the cutout from there, and that will work too. The last one. It's good. We have all our leaves covered, which is nice. And for honey, we don't have anything. And let's check which honey, I'll say honeycomb. Like we use some image like this and we're gonna map it like stock photos. Yeah, I'll save this one. Okay, what else we have? Wood. Okay. mm, we had image there, but we need a placeholder only. This is really small. This gonna work, but we need bark. This is blank. Okay, this will work. Okay, so yeah, we have most of these and we can assign it on our thing and take a help of sculpting with those. Okay. And this, if you want to use the same thing like one same stem and we want to map it on all of these, then we can, I believe, we'll keep only one, the top one, and sculpt it, and then we can, pick the, okay. So we have these two, yeah, which we gonna sculpt, and here we can sculpt the gradient. Okay. And let's look for stem texture. Let's see if we get that. Yeah. Oh, this will work, or something else. This will also work. Cool, yeah. So basically we can use this to reference this thing. Okay. And we have to be careful also. Let's come back and we'll do the same thing with this, and we'll maybe polish the shape a little bit, and we're gonna, now we added too much variation, so we're gonna add subdivision and other things on top of these, and we're gonna play with it. Select all of these. It doesn't matter what you have here because this can be updated easily. Okay, and we'll add let's move them a little bit outside to make them a little bit wide. We can, whenever we sculpt, we can simply extend this one easily. Yeah, we can manually also model these. If it's required, we can manually model this also using knife tool and cut and make it, but whichever make the thing easier. And I'll solidify. mm, because have scale. Okay. And now we can still play with it. If we feel something is not right, and then we can fix it. And we just need to check if the subdivision is right, because we're gonna sculpt it. Because the following this will be much better if we can, make it follow this. Then we can sculpt, and then it will be following that. So basically I do. And limited dissolve. So if I show you now, see, so you can see this is following this thing. We can increase subdivision, or we can add multi subdivision also. So we do the same here, which is should be easy process. I'm pressing Shift R to repeat the thing, if you're wondering what I'm doing. And here we have to limit it to so. Okay, so if we perfect. I'll repeat thing. Let's check. Just that's good. These are good, and we can try sculpting them. Okay, we can add multi-res and we can try sculpting them. But before, let me just quickly do these as well, and then we assign the texture on the other elements, and we simply again, you can manually model these also, these wings. If it's just it will just take time, otherwise it's not much. Okay, and let's do this. Same thing as I did on the larger leaves to check if it have inverted normal or what. See, this I have to and I need to check. No, that's fine. Okay, now we do the same thing. We selected, we link and copy modifiers, and let's check it's yeah, that will work. Nice. And job. So we have our leaf. This we can hide. Okay, I'll quickly assign the materials on different ones. Check here. And we can whisker. So we might have to convert it and selecting this add. Okay, let's select all of these. It's not tileable, but don't mind me. Is yeah, it have weird scale, so it squishes it. Selected. Yeah. So this is honeycomb. We don't need to sculpt it this way, right? But we'll make the honeycomb look like that. We'll fill it. Okay. So this is just placeholder, okay, to for the thing. So if we just look if it is, so you can see overall not all of them have it. Maybe they are not linked. Maybe we can do that. Select random ones, and then we can link object data. Right, you see we already have some progress with this. It's already start to make sense. Okay, now we'll convert these to geometry, and then we'll start the curves, right? And then we'll start sculpting the stem, and then we'll start with leaves. Okay, and I'll show one of them. Okay, let's try, because if we go like this will not have enough geometry, so we have to add uh, subdivision, uh, multi-res on it. Maybe we'll just keep it here, and we so once we have enough, then we can sculpt, show how we will sculpt it if it do not show us. Try applying it. Yep. So for some reason multi-res it do not show it, right? But here, so what I'm gonna do, I'm using pen right now, so don't mind my. So we have a bunch of tools, but basically we gonna use is the crease and normal sculpt, right? So what we need to do is, if I use the crease, okay, and you can remesh also, wireframe, and if I show you in the solid, so we're gonna make crease like this, right? And with the normal brush we're gonna fill the thing, okay? And then make it smooth. And yeah, so first we're gonna match the creases, and then we're gonna make the smoother part in there, which the valleys basically. Okay, so I'll select the crease and I will go to wireframe, not wireframe, sorry, material preview. Okay, and we have our, basically we know where we want to add our money. Select, and I'm just sculpting as per. So once you have traced it, you can go to solid mode and then check it how it is going, right? You can see the values. Maybe we should make it smaller. and the strength I will make a little bit more. Okay, that's good. So this is we are using because again, you can make the leaf if you have observed that many leaf, you can make it your own, or you can go your backyard, you can click your own photo and then make your own uh, leaves. But if you are not biologist and you haven't seen, it's better to use reference. And we usually create hyperlink like this based on the image. Okay, then we sculpt on it, and that's our hyperlink. And we can use this as a texture base also if you want, and we can fill the gap. And again, this involve other texture which we'll avoid. We use simple texturing technique as our previous. And I'll just do one more. I know it will might look ugly in the solid, but bear with me. Okay, and now we can just simply we have it and we can simply clean it up. Where we feel we basically got the stencil. Okay, now we don't even need the other part right now. The texture basically. The job of texture was this much only. And it totally depend on your PC how many polygons you can handle, but you don't have to have too much tensor. We basically need these detail to show up only. Okay, once you have this, and we're gonna take the normal brush. Okay, make it a little bit bigger, and then we're gonna sculpt to make it look puffier in between these. Okay, we don't even need the texture because we already know, and we're gonna repeat this process multiple times on the places. Sure, we will not forget about this. Okay. And where is our smooth? This is shift and click, and we can smooth out some of our ugliness. Do not do too much because it's going to destroy our sculpt. So any place you feel like you need to, make the crevices much more sharper, you go back and take the crease tool and make it. Okay, and then we have our grab tool. Where did it go? It's me create inflate can dot. Where did it grab go? Yeah, this is the grab. Okay, so basically what we'll do, we can make the variation, right? Like if you remember our reference. Okay, you see it have some cuts and everything, right, which we can easily add in our like, but just don't do overdo it, just for a slight variation in the leaf. Like if you want to add in every vein, you want to make it look like this, you can do this also, so that will add another detail in our leaf also. So you can do this also, like every puffiness we add in every vein, you can make it a little bit outside. Okay, but if you want to show that broken thing, you can simply have this. You don't need to overdo it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so this is basically our leaf sculpt is done. Okay, and this also we can smooth out and take the small one and let's do one quick pass to make it uh, sharp. Okay, yeah, so this is good. Happy with the overall thing. We can again when we make the low poly and this thing. The only thing is this one had, I believe, too many side edges. And let's go to this one. That's why I love Blender, because you can jump. What? Solidified do not have. Okay, this do not have a thickness, right? So that's why it was not working. So what we need to do is I will apply the solidify modifier, and then I will sculpt it. So when we'll smooth it, we can smooth it out. Basically, I wanted these, you know, smooth edges. Sorry. You should have known. We applied the other one, but not this one. Now this will all look much. These edges will look much better now. It will be easy to manipulate the border now. That's why I was having a little bit difficulty, because like if we had it earlier, we wouldn't have to do this. We could have did it on overall all the leaf. Right? This will give us nicer edges, nice edges in the back. Otherwise, it would have been like sharp. Now there will be something gradual. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay, and if you feel this is very thin, there is inflate. Where is my lovely inflate? And we can make it thicker. That's good. That's good. And the same way I will sculpt the other one also. And yeah, this is going crazy. So we can simply get more large and we can move it. Okay. Yeah, cool. And a little bit up and down is still there. It's because of the inflate I think we used. We don't have to on the other one because we'll smooth it out early on only. Cool. That's good. That's good. Uh, yeah, it can be smoother, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. Like we can smooth it out and make it much better. But overall, I'm happy with the details with this, and I'll quickly, show you how we'll do the other one. Okay, and let's do this and this. I'll duplicate this one. Select new collection, scroll. Okay, and I will isolate it. Okay. And I will select object. Let's hide this. Okay, both are mesh now. Let's check. Nice, nice. These are like too many edges here. I'm just trying to match the other one. This is cool. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna combine. We can combine these two also. And I'll select one edge and I'll say mark seam, unwrap, right? Select the edge, mark seam, unwrap, and we should get something like this. I'll go to UV editing because I need to fix this one a bit. What? And I'll select this one. Okay, I need to see it. Doesn't matter with the thing because we just want to use it as stencil, and this was here as a front. I want to see better details in here. Yep, this is good. Good. Okay, and come back. Now we can simply fill the gap. We just need enough segments on this. It's enough, I believe. We don't need too many. It's simply we just need to sculpt a little. We'll apply these three on this because that do not have any detail, or maybe lesser, that do not have any detail, so we don't need it. Let's get back to ours. Okay, so we just need the crease tool. Okay, And what we're gonna do, we're gonna trace the creases again, right? Like we have trace on it. Just get few these bark lines, okay? Don't worry too much about it. Just make these lines and just do multiple times, whichever you feel can be a nice detail. Okay, um, which you feel is heavy, to a heavy stroke, and I'll just show what's happening on the back end. Okay, so I'm just taking the dark parts, I'm just making lines, and then we'll see this one is following nicely, and we make sure it follow. Okay, okay, let's come to the solid. Okay, so we have a stencil in here, so what we're gonna do, we gonna make it look more good. And you can press control and make these edges sharp also. Okay, so like the valley, the peaks. Okay. And don't mind my silence, it's just me enjoying the sculpting. And we can shorten the size of the brush to get more smaller crack. Okay, and let's not get lost too much into it, because anyway this detail will not be visible that much, but we already have enough. And basically we can combine these two, and this with this if we want to, right? Because this will not be, we can have to remesh, we can remesh also. But main thing I wanted to do a little bit uh thing in here, you take the grab. So basically, the tree at the bottom have these type of shapes. So we'll just build up those. Looks nice, right? And we don't need to sculpt. That one is already smooth. Nice. And this connection need to be make better. So I will do another small magic to make it look more interesting. Yeah, so like it's poking out from there. I just wanted to connect, and I'm a bit scared to use dynamesh. Okay, but we can try using the dynamesh. Okay, so what we can do, I'll merge these two. Okay, and let's try. We have voxel also, remesh also here. We can try remesh, and we can scale. Let's try with voxel. That's good. That's good. Our not much detail is gone, but I can, you know, uh, yeah. Now we can smooth out this connection a bit. Holy. Overall, I'm happy with this one. And what for the other branches, we can cut it and we can try to blend it. Okay, that we can do. And I'm sure our texture might be lost. Yep, yep, yep. So we might have to bake. Let's try to undo it if we can. Yep, we have it still. So I wanted to keep this one so I can show you guys another technique to achieve this blend well. So now let's keep it this way. Okay. Okay, so we have this and we have leaf sculpt, and let's try something with honeycomb. Okay, and where is our reference? It's mostly this, right? And we can, sculpt these honeycombs. But what my idea was to, keep the border like here, right? So you see, we wanted to keep this border, and in between I wanted to show this thing, like you mean like this white thingy is there, but inside these hexagonal, inside you have multiple hexagons, like smaller ones, right? That is what I wanted. So we can try what you can do. I can just simply bevel them all. Maybe I can insert them. Insert does not work on. I will just extrude also does not work. To extrude on normals, and I want to do individual. Where did the individual go? Okay, so then we are ended up with pebbles. I'll make tiny ones. Okay, we have this. Let's see what happens. We assign subdivision surface. It stays. Okay, we don't have to do much. Okay, on this because it's mostly texture work. Because we can assign two textures. One will be the whiter part, and then in between we can map it on our hexagonal thingy. So I can what we can do still is I'll just increase it to 3. Let's check how it looks on the looks good. Okay, yeah. So and okay, then first also I can apply rotation scale. Just mess up with everything, and we have flatten. And what we gonna do, we flatten is not, let's try scrape. Just I don't want these sharp edges basically. Okay, and I want to add some variation to it. And you keep damaging these edges. I'll show you what you can do simply. Okay, so basically I damaged all the edges. Yeah, and I'll show you a little bit of another one technique, okay, which we can use to enhance this one. And if I come to material, you see we already have this thing, right? Okay, the honeycomb thingy. So what we can do, I can increase the size of this, basically scaling the thing. Okay, and then I can map them correctly to the area where the honeycomb is properly visible. It's fine on the rest of the thing. Okay, now in some areas it is fine, in some areas it is not. So I'll select this one, make it even. Might be because of, let me give us more faces, but okay. So we have it. I'll just move these onto the areas, and you can select link by UVs. Good. Okay. This one, and we can optimize it anytime, but overall just wanted to show you a concept. Basically, yeah, so this is here. So if I go here and put this place, yeah, I'm gonna go berserk. From here we can click new. In texture, let's select honeycomb. Okay, and for now it looks crazy, but because, and from coordinate I'll click UVs, and when I come here, and it is kind of look, do not look like honeycomb, because I think we don't have, just to showcase you the concept, if we have enough subdivision, right, and then we can have this. Nice. Right, we get these honeycombs where we can, you know, make the edges smoother, but we can keep the thing. It will be a lot of work doing this. It's better to have simple smooth honeycomb, simple honeycomb texture like this. It will be much better to use this than that one, or this one, like this one. And I can just search honeycomb texture, right? This one will be much better to use than that one, so we'll try that. Okay, let's try this one. Shooting. So this is the part of process, this iterative process, and then we can, so here we have our thing. Okay, it looks fine, it's just a little bit squished it look. So we can go to UV editing, and I want to keep them smaller, like lesser, sorry, and lesser in these dots. Okay, that's good, that's good, good, good. And this doesn't matter because we make them plainer anyway. We only want to see honeycombs in these. Okay, so, and now if I go to solid, you see we have, no, we need to assign the right one in. We select honeycomb, right? So we have our thing. So what we can do, we can go crazy, and let me reduce it. If it stay, I'm gonna keep it. Okay, for now to show the concept, I'm gonna just apply it. Okay, now we don't crash and displace also. Looks good. Come back, and now we go back in sculpting, and we're gonna make the only keep it in the these area, these hexagon areas. Rest of them we can make them flat. So whichever works. Yeah, there are too many polygons and PC is crying already. And let's try. Like if it's doing too much, and let's pick the point two. Let's see. If it hold the information in there, and I'm gonna apply it, and I'm not gonna sculpt on the center part. Okay, so looks good, looks good. Let's try lowering that more, 0.1. It is. Yeah, this is like I'm adding too much detail in here, but I'm just showing you the concept, like what else, all the things we can do. Applying it. And the best part of the Decimate in Blender is it save the UVs also, and it keep the texture also. And it's the best part. I should have saved the file, and would have been better to keep it, which is nice. And I will save it quickly, unless begin. I see it's much better now. And if I smooth out, it smooth out so quickly. Now let's do this only. Okay, and we're gonna keep the borders smooth. I'm intentionally leaving these in there. They're adding a nice touch, but I need to. So basically, it will look like that orange have that white thingy in there, right? The white skin type of thing. So that these areas which I'm smoothing out will look like. Okay, and the rest of the part will again the like the pulpy area of orange, but like honeycomb, basically. Okay, so, yeah. So this is overall, I'm happy with this. And we have this part. Okay, this part will be will be connected. So let's just make it a tiny root type of thingy, and I'll show you another crazy thing. Let's do this. Okay, it's good, good. Yeah, if you want to go crazy, you can go crazy more, but I don't think we need to. And overall, I'm happy with it. Okay. And yeah, so this is the part one. I will sculpt the rest of the leaves, and then one more smaller leaf. I will maybe skip the other things. Okay, I will sculpt one smaller one, and we have one, and we have bark already. Okay, and then we continue with our baking and low poly and texturing process in the next part, because it's gonna take too much time and I don't want to spend too more. Okay, it's fine overall, and we're gonna create the plant itself from these. Okay, and I'm gonna sculpt this, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay.